Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Tonight I want to talk to you about a very important topic in regards to communication. Communication between people, but specifically communication between couples or candidates to be couples. And that is the fact that most of us don't pay attention to what else does a sentence or a comment that is made up of a bunch of words carries with it besides the meaning of the words. Of course, every word has a meaning, and we are conditioned to think of that and use those because of the meanings to communicate. But alongside with the meaning of the word that we are uttering to our friends or partner or girlfriend or whatever your situation may be, or boyfriend, there is an element of emotion that is also being delivered with that word or sentence. And that emotion must be carefully weighed and chosen so the effect of your communication towards your partner or towards your friend or towards whatever circumstance you're in would be a healing one, would be a comforting one, would be a relaxing one, and causes more of a relaxation and contentment and bring about a good foundation of relationship because of the effect of the emotion that the words that you've chosen that has been carried to the person that you were addressing. If you don't care about the emotion that is coming along with the words, you end up actually causing stress, misunderstanding, confusion, surprise, and it would have a destructive effect on the mood of that person that is hearing your uttering, your comment, your text, your voice recording, or whatever it may be, your communication, and it will actually be detrimental in a negative way towards a better foundation for that relationship. Because after all, what is important in a relationship, what makes it become stronger and more reliable, is how two people make each other feel. And most of these feelings come towards and by the way of the words that you throw at each other or you express yourself toward each other. And each one of these words carry a certain emotion with it. And that emotion is what really makes that conversation or comment valuable, make you feel good or make you feel stressed and not good. It causes cortisol level to go up rather than cohesiveness be the result of this communication. So always understand what you're saying. Is it going to affect your partner the way you actually want it to affect him or her? Or is it actually just comforting or pleasant or funny or meaningful to you because you know what you want to say and you don't want to say anything hurtful, but the words that you choose without thinking about what kind of emotion it carries with it may actually have a negative effect and contrary to what you actually intended to. So it is very important for you to care about what kind of a feeling and emotion I'm transferring to the person that I'm addressing with these words that I'm choosing. So should I be choosing these words or different words that would carry the emotion that I'm actually sending? Because your message to your friends or partner is not the words, is the emotion. The emotion is the message you're trying to deliver. So for that emotion to be the emotion you want and not hurtful and complimentary to make them feel better, having a healing effect in their moment of life, then you should pay attention to what kind of a emotion that sentence or comment is carrying. Is it good for both of you? Or only you know what you meant it, but yet it has a negative effect on that person. You have to consider the character of that person, gender of that person, and the understanding of that person, experience of that person, consciousness and values of that person. So this communication would be a positive one. Now, in order to make this understandable universally, let me try in a different way, which could be maybe a little bit funny, but while being funny, it would at the same time be super clear, because I'm sure everybody in their personal life can identify with what this simple and not so traditional or conventional way of communicating this point to you would carry and how effective it could be. Think of communication with your friends or with your partner, with your loved ones or girlfriend or boyfriend or candidate for a couple. Think of the communication as fart. So just bear with me, because imagine if you're alone at home or you're walking by the beach alone at night and the gentle breeze, and you're thinking about your philosophical or your life situation, you're analyzing everything, and there's a certain kind of a gas or discomfort in your tummy, you will be more than happy to let that fart come out, and it will be relieving, welcoming, and very pleasant, pleasurable, and calming effect to you. However, if the same fart would present itself when we're talking to a friend or when you're in a living room with other people in present, it would not be a welcoming situation. It would be embarrassing. It would be rather discomforting, and maybe comforting for you, but not comforting for the ones who are in the vicinity of you, or depending on what you've eaten, maybe in a couple of blocks away as well. So what I'm trying to say is, if you always think of your speech and your communication as if you're talking out of your ass, in other words, it's a fart, you will always be thinking what kind of fart it is, where I am, is it time to let it go, is it the place that it would actually warrant a privacy for a fart. Just like when you're at home, you go to the bathroom and you do fart and nobody cares. And if they do, you say, well, this is a bathroom, that's the place for it. But if you do the same thing in the living room, you'll be frowned upon. So the same thing, the key for a perfect communication, an effective and calming communication with pleasant outcome, would be to think of communication words, sentences that you utter, comments, as farts. So always think about fart, and you will see, am I in the right place? Am I letting it go in the right place? Is it the time for that? Is it a place for that? So in that way, you'll also consider, is this word, is it the right time? Is it the right place? Is it with the right person? Does it actually be comforting for both? Or is it just going to be relieving me and leaving a negative effect on the person who's hearing it? So in closing, the moral of the story, or the short and long, is that fart, if it's done in the right place, when you're alone, and if it's called for and appropriate, it's relieving, relaxing, and brings comfort and relaxation. And if it's in the wrong place, it's destructive, offensive, and creates all kinds of problems that you didn't foresee. So the code word for good combination is fart. May this be of some help to you for your future endeavors in communication, and I'll talk to you soon.